Just a short video on a somewhat interesting toy that I got recently. Not the fixture, although that I got for a really good price, because, you know, $5. This is a 175 watt green metal halide lamp. Not green in the eco-stupidity sense. Green as in it actually produces green light. And you can see, it's going to show up. There we go. Yeah. Very tightly clustered on the green. What that is going to be is thallium iodide, which is the dominant salt in this lamp. Actually, really the only salt. Which, of course, thallium produces a very pronounced green spectrum. It's actually one of the halides used in tri-band metal halide lamps. The others being sodium iodide for the yellow, and I think it's either indium iodide or indium bromide for the blue. And of course this thing keeps dimming out on me. And then those other much less dominant spectral lines, those are the mercury lines. Because this being a metal halide lamp, the halide dose absolutely dominates the discharge. And this is another one of those green lamps. Just looks like a very standard M57 metal halide lamp. Starting resistor there because this is a probe start lamp. Shunting switch. That is a bimetal switch that shorts the starting electrode to its proximate main running electrode in order to prevent electrolytic decomposition of the quartz from currents flowing through any molten salts that collect at that part of the discharge tube. And yeah, I'm pretty sure that this lamp, just from the construction, was made by Ya Ming Lighting, which is the partner company to Philips for a lot of the high intensity discharge lamps that they still make. That is the factory code, which consists of kind of a staple shape, kind of a very square C, or a rectangle with one of the long edges missing. That the style of getter, which is what that little disc thing is, that is it's an aluminum and I think magnesium alloy. It's to absorb mainly hydrogen, because hydrogen is a very effective gas for quenching arcs, because it drives up the ionization potential of the gas mixture something fierce. And there's some lamps where you want that, like, for example, a lot of projection lamps where the filament parts are very closely bunched together and you've got very high electric fields, which, combined with the thermionic emission effects of an incandescent filament, is, you know, not very good in terms of parasitic discharges, because at best that parasitic discharge sputters off tungsten and greatly shortens the life of the lamp. At worst, it shorts out parts of the lamp and the lamp go boom, which is bad. But yeah, that fairly typical Ya Ming, Philips. Same with those spring fingers to hold the arc tube assembly in place at the tubular end of the envelope, because again this is a BT envelope lamp. And yeah, overall looks to be fairly decent for Chinesium, but time will tell, because I don't have any of these burning in test, at least at this time. One thing to note is that it does say base up, or BU, in the lamp code, which, if I can get it to focus, see, MH175/GDX, I'm guessing green deluxe, and then BU for base up. I have tried test burning another one of these lamps in base down applications, and it does burn, except it doesn't seem to be very green. It's much more, you know, uncolor corrected high pressure mercury color. So I'm guessing it has to do with some specific peculiarity of the geometry of the arc tube. Because of course without smashing it and taking a lot of detailed measurements, can't be sure, but it does look like the top of the discharge tube might be slightly smaller, and it might depend on that in order to keep even distribution of the salts. Even though this arc tube looks very much like a universal burn arc tube because there's no infrared reflecting paint, which is what the white or green, because the Russians, for a lot of their metal halide lamps, used chromium based pigments for their infrared reflection paint coatings. And but yeah, it's, you know, interesting lamp nonetheless. And of course compare that to the spectrum of a clear uncolor corrected high pressure mercury lamp. This is just that 100 watt mini bucket light that I got. It's running a very new old stock E23 envelope General Electric lamp. It's sufficiently old that on the lamp packaging it actually specified a Type 4 or Type 38 ballast, because it predated them designating those ballasts as H4 and H38 once, you know, other HID lamp families came along. But yeah, you can see that it's got the purple, blue, green, and yellow spectral lines there. So yeah, it is noticeably different and noticeably greener. This other one, the mercury, is much more of the standard greenish, grayish blue that you lighting crazies are going to be familiar with. And of course, as an obligatory comparison, low pressure sodium is the very monochromatic. It's actually technically the sodium doublet, because the sodium actually has two spectral lines. Depending on the spin state of the electron in question, very, very slight difference in the wavelengths, but it's functionally monochromatic. Come on, stay lit, you. And yeah, very, very yellow.